Um, in the past, when there was no highway speed limit, the highway accident rate increased yearly, peaking a decade ago. At that time, the speed limit on highways was set at 90 kilometers per hour, 55 miles per hour. Every year since the introduction of the highway speed limit, the highway accident rate has been at least 15% lower than that of its peak rate. Thus, setting the highway speed limit at 55 miles per hour has reduced the highway accident rate by at least 15%.
Fabulous. So what's our conclusion here?
I said it was that last sentence after thus.
Yeah. So we're saying setting the highway limit at 55 miles per hour has reduced the accident rate at least 15%. And we're saying that because every year since we've introduced it, the highway accident rate has been at least 15% lower than the peak. Cool. So we're like, that's cool. What kind of flaw is this, Malika?
Is it a correlation flaw?
What are we assuming? What are our two things that happen at the same time?
The highway speed limit is set and then the accident rate is
Yeah,
going
we're
down.
assuming, yep. So what would be a really good weakener?
Something is actually causing
Yeah,
the accident rate to go down.
absolutely. Yeah, we want to expose that weakness. If I was going to predict this, I would say like, so yeah, what's another reason for why, or yeah, so what's another reason for why the accident rate has gone down, even though we've increased the speed limit?
Speedsters aren't on the road. So
Yeah,
like now,
we
very like
put them all in prison, all
yeah.
speeders, or
I
maybe
can't
yeah.
speak, so now I'm just not going to drive. That'll show
Yeah,
them.
people are so mad. Yeah, that would weaken it. Awesome. All right. So what were you debating between here, Malika?
So I went with choice B. I also don't know if I got this wrong because I was kind of rushing near the end. Um,
No, this is a level 5 question.
okay.
I wrote this down on my sticky note. Yeah. So 10 years ago, at least 95% of all automobile accidents in the area occurred on roads with a speed limit of under 80 or under 50 miles per hour.
I don't know,
Why is
sorry,
that?
my thinking was that like, oh, this like attacks the idea of the speed limit being what reduced the accident rate.
How though?
By showing an example that the speed limit was actually lower and the accident still occurred.
So, okay. So whenever we see a percent, we have to ask percent of what? So we're saying 95% of all accidents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't matter if we have 5 accidents or if we have 100 accidents. We're saying 95 of them occurred under the limit of 50 miles per hour. Does that, even if that were true, does that mean that setting the limit to 55 isn't what caused it?
Wait, sorry, I just need to wrap my head around that. So wait, can you repeat that? Setting
Yeah.
the
So we say that, so 10 years ago, 95% of whatever number of accidents we had. So if we had 100 accidents,
mhm.
95% of them occurred with a speed limit of under 50 miles per hour. Right?
Yeah.
Well, what if the speed limit everywhere was 50 miles per hour?
Oh, okay. So then like I guess that goes back to like the flaw. It's like it's trying to correlate this like speed limit with the accident rate when that's the issue is that it might not be the speed limit.
Yeah, but and also, what if the speed limit literally was just 50 miles per hour? Like, yeah, then 95% of the accidents should occur under that speed limit if that's
Mhm.
the only speed limit out there.
Yeah.
Like that is,
Okay.
we're not saying here that this is the speed people are going. We're saying it's the speed limit that people set. So that would be like me today saying that 80% of accidents occur at 55 miles per hour. Well, that's the most common speed limit. So that just it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So what does anybody else have a different wrong answer on this one?
I have a question about B. So when Malika read it 10 years ago kind of stuck out to me, and I was like, I don't care about 10 years ago because we're talking about now. Would that be like a valid?
I think that's a good starting point.
Okay.
I think if this said like, I mean, like if it said like 10 years ago, we're meant to be cautious. If it said like 10 years ago, the highway was at 55 miles per hour and the rates were the same as now they're reduced to, like it could strengthen it, right? Because it's showing that change.
Okay.
All right, so what other answer do you like now, Malika?
Well, I guess I like E. Well, I see now why E, or not E, I see why D is more correct.
Yeah, why?
Because it gives you that factor of the automobile design that's like reducing the accidents rather than the speed limit.
Perfect. It gives us that alternative explanation. It doesn't guarantee that our conclusion's wrong. It just like makes us raise our eyebrow. Like, are you sure it's because of that? And not that's what my mom would say. She'd be like, no, that's not why the speed limits are down. Like, she's like, you're still not speeding. All right. Any other ones that you would like to go over?